Hi, this demonstration will be for the scorecard application. So to give an introduction, our client is a large beverage manufacturer. Think of Nestle or Pepsi. Now this manufacturer has enlisted us to design and develop an app that will handle their reimbursements as a part of their BRIM program. BRIM stands for Billing Reimbursement Information Management. As part of the BRIM program, in the reimbursements section, we will create an app that will manage all the reimbursements and be able to edit as well as approve these reimbursements. Once approved, these reimbursements, also called scorecards for short, will be sent off to AP and payment will then be made to the respective clients. So the beverage manufacturer will have many clients that they sell to. And so each client will effectively represent a scorecard. And these scorecards change over the course of time as periods come and go. So there will be scorecards generated within each period of time. Starting off, to give an intro of what a scorecard is. A scorecard is effectively a net reimbursement amount paid to a client over a certain period. And a scorecard can have just one client, but that client can have multiple outlets, such as a Subway chain, right? Subway is one client, but they can have many stores over the course of a county, community, state, country. And so each scorecard will have one client, which will have multiple funds. And each scorecard will also have deductions, which are costs that the client owes to the beverage manufacturer. And these costs could be equipment leases, it could be rent, it could be any such costs owed to the beverage manufacturer that they will deduct from the net reimbursement amount, aka deduct from the scorecard. So without further ado, here's the application. So this is called the scorecard portal, and this is the landing page. In the landing page, we'll display a list of scorecards. And within the landing page, we can have pending actions, which the user can use to display the actions that they need to take on certain scorecards. So for me, currently no actions to be taken. Okay, going back to standard view, we have our menu list action items, from creating new scorecards to approving them, mass approving them, adding comments, attachments, sending it back to be if, say, there's an issue with the scorecard, etc. So going into the scorecard, we can see here in this header section some general details, quick details to observe, as well as the many different sections that will detail out many of the scorecard's information. So in SE Home, scorecard home, we have the general details showing the invoice number associated with the scorecard, as well as customer details, their address. So this is a chain, right? This is Jimmy John's. And pay 4 would be the client. Pay 2 would be the specific fund associated with it. Okay? So this is just high-level information. And so we can go into reimbursement summary. Here in reimbursement summary, we can essentially see the high-level overview of the funds and the deductions. So specifically, for more informational purposes, we're going to use a different scorecard. It'll be ending 126. Here we have some general information of deductions. Money owed to the beverage manufacturer that will be deducted from the net reimbursement amount to the client. And here's the funding with its own product type. Oops. Okay. As well as the net amount, which is basically net of this, subtracted by this equals the net reimbursement amount. Okay, and if we wanted to get a detailed drill down, we could click into these links here. Okay, so reimbursement details is a detailed drill down of the reimbursement summary. We can see funds broken down by, first, the non-growth funds, which are then broken down to contract level and then even skill level, and then growth funds, and even deductions here with their own detailed drill down. We can even have actions here to make changes if there are issues you see with the functionality or with the funds. So here we might think that we need to adjust this fund because there's an error. So we adjust, and then we can change the adjustment, whether it's just the rate, adjust the product, or just the outlet. Let's select these two. And this fund needs product adjustment to so and so. And we can add a file, optionally, if we would like. Let's press OK. Here, we can either continue to review the scorecard and make more corrections, or if we're confident that the scorecard has corrections completed, then we can submit it, or simply cancel. We will continue reviewing. There we go. We see it saved. And so if we click it here, we'll see that there's an existing draft, and it has these two selected. It saved it into a draft table. Okay. Now going to volume. Here's volume. We can reverse the volume if there should be a need. And there's HAR. HAR is effectively money that is owed to the beverage manufacturer that is older than 30 days. So these will effectively come as a part of the deductions for the beverage manufacturer and against the client. Okay, going into outlet details. So we mentioned that each scorecard will have multiple funds, and these multiple funds come from the multiple outlets that are associated with the client. So we have different Panda Expresses, whether it's in Atlanta, etc., etc. So we can update the linkage, and we do want to move it, or move the entire outlet, or move the whole HQ, or just the outlet. We will select HQ. Do you want to change, automatically reject the SIM card? No. And for comments, update linkage. And then here, we can have the option to continue or submit. We're completed with the corrections, so we'll just submit here. And we have success. So here are the history notes. So you see here, the scorecard was created with status new just yesterday. And then today, we submitted our corrections, and now we're able to see the scorecard status changed from new to pending corrections. Here, if we wanted to mention certain notes or add certain files for other users to see, we can certainly do so. This is an important note. And we'll see here that it's updated. And it shows the adequate time that I made the submission, as well as the note and the user. It's very useful. Here, since we have a correction to be made, a change to our scorecard, we'll have to go through an approval process. So in this case, our changes require only two levels, the BA and sales. And here we see it is in process and approved by the budget analyst. Great. Once a change has gone through necessary approvals, then it will be reopened again. And if no one finds any other issues, then they will approve the scorecard. And then as it approves up the chain, it'll go up to the final level. And upon final approval, it will be sent to the AP department for payment to the client. And this is the scorecard app.